Ever had that moment where you're thinking, should I say something? Should I make a move? And then you hesitate, and the moment just disappears? Yeah, there's a reason for that. And it's not what you think. See, a lot of men expect women to communicate interest directly. Clear words, obvious signals, something impossible to miss. But that's not how it works. At all. Women rarely say what they're feeling in those moments. They show it. And they do it through something most men completely ignore. Subtle, nonverbal signals that happen beneath the surface. We're talking about a silent language, one that doesn't need words. And once you understand it, everything changes. Because here's the truth most guys never hear. If you miss those signals, she doesn't repeat them. She doesn't try harder. She doesn't make it obvious. She simply shifts her attention to someone who does notice. And this next part might hit a little hard. Studies have shown that women give multiple signs of attraction. Before a man even registers the first one. Not one, not two, 5. Think about that. By the time you're sitting there wondering, wait, is she into me? She's already been signaling interest for the last 15-20 minutes. You just didn't catch it. Now here's where it gets really interesting. Most guys think attraction shows up in the eyes or the smile, but one of the most honest parts of the body, it's the hands. Because unlike facial expressions or tone of voice, hands are incredibly hard to fake. You can force a smile. You can control your words. But your hands? They tend to reveal what's really going on underneath all the time. So today we're breaking down 8 specific hand movements that quietly reveal when a woman is genuinely attracted to you. These are the signals most men walk right past without even realizing it. And fair warning, once you see this, you can't unsee it. You'll start noticing it everywhere. At cafes, at work, on dates. And suddenly, you'll know when the moment is there. The only question is, will you actually do something with it? By the end of this, you'll understand which signals mean she's interested, which ones mean step it up, and which ones mean you already missed your chance. So stay with me, especially till the end, because the last signal is the one that separates guys who get it from the ones who keep going home confused. Oh, and quick one, where are you watching from? Drop your location in the comments. I always like seeing where everyone's tuning in from. All right, let's get into it. Signal number 1, the hair touch with a twist. Now, yeah, everyone's heard about the hair touch, right? But here's what nobody really explains. Not all hair touches mean the same thing. There's a specific version of this that changes everything. When a woman is genuinely attracted, she won't just fix her hair and move on. Watch closely. Her hand goes up, lightly touches her hair near her face or ear, and then instead of stopping, it slowly drifts down to her neck or collarbone. That slow trailing motion, that's the tell. Because now it's not about fixing anything. It's about drawing attention without saying a word. And here's why that matters. The neck is one of the most vulnerable areas of the body. So when someone subtly exposes it, it's not random. On a psychological level, it signals comfort, trust, openness. In other words, I feel safe around you. And here's something even more interesting. Behavioral studies observing real-world interactions found that this exact combination, hair touch followed by neck exposure, consistently shows up as one of the strongest indicators of attraction. Not coincidence. Pattern. So if you're sitting across from her and you notice her hand drifting up, then slowly down to her neck. Don't brush it off as nervous energy. That's not distraction. That's attention, directed at you. And here's where most guys mess it up. They ignore it. They stay stuck in small talk, work, random topics, safe conversations. Meanwhile, the energy in the moment has already shifted. And when that shift goes unnoticed, she doesn't call it out. She just pulls back quietly. Because in her mind, if you didn't pick up on that, you're probably not the guy she thought you were. Signal number 2, the object touch. This one is so subtle, most guys don't even register it. You're sitting there talking, and she's lightly running her fingers along something, the rim of her glass, the edge of her cup, the corner of a menu, even the strap of her bag. Looks random, right? It's not. What you're actually seeing is something psychologists call tactile redirection. In simple terms, she wants to touch you, but the moment isn't socially safe yet. So instead, her hands redirect that energy onto the nearest object. Think about how powerful that is for a second. There's enough physical attraction in the moment that her body needs an outlet. So it creates one. And research backs this up. These kinds of behaviors spike significantly when someone is around a person they're attracted to, meaning that slow, almost hypnotic movement of her fingers, that's not boredom, that's contained energy. And here's the funny part. Most men see this and completely ignore it. They assume she's distracted or just fidgeting. No. She's managing a feeling she's not ready to act on directly yet. Because let's be honest, she's not going to reach across the table and touch your arm 5 minutes into meeting you. Kirsty, or is she? Because that brings us to the next one. Signal number 3, she initiates contact. This is where things shift. The moment she chooses to touch you, even lightly, that's a big deal. Because physical touch crosses a boundary. And people don't cross that boundary without a reason. So if she laughs and places her hand on your arm, that's not random. If she taps your shoulder while making a point, not accidental, that's intentional. What she's really doing is testing the waters. She's watching your reaction closely. Do you lean in or pull away? Do you freeze or engage? Do you respond or ignore it? Your reaction gives her all the information she needs. Because from her perspective, this is a green light test. And here's what makes this even more interesting. Light touch doesn't just signal attraction, it actually increases it. So in that moment when she touches you, she's doing 2 things at once, showing interest and building it. And yes, this part is deliberate. She knows exactly what she's doing, maybe not in a calculated step-by-step way, but instinctively, she understands the impact. So here's a simple way to read it. Touches you once, she's interested. Twice, she's definitely feeling it. 3 times and you still haven't responded? Now she's wondering if you're even paying attention. And when that doubt kicks in, the energy starts to fade. Signal number 4, the open palms. This one flies way under the radar, but it might be one of the most honest signals of all. Watch her hands while she's talking. Are her palms open and visible, facing upward, resting openly on the table, or naturally exposed while she gestures? If yes, that's a strong sign. Because open palms signal one thing: comfort, trust, receptiveness. On the flip side, closed hands, clenched fists, arms pulled in, hands hidden, that's guarded energy. That's distance. But open palms, that's the body saying, I'm relaxed, I'm open, I'm good with you being here. And what's fascinating is, this goes way back. Long before modern communication, showing your palms meant you weren't a threat. No weapons, no danger, just openness. And that instinct, it's still wired into us today. So when she's naturally using open, expressive hand gestures around you, that's not just personality. That's her comfort level rising because of you. And the best part? She's not even thinking about it. Her body just does it. Automatically. Signal number 5, the finger graze. Now we're stepping into a zone where things are almost impossible to misread. Because when she starts finding reasons to touch your hand, that's no longer subtle. That's intentional. And at this point, she's not hinting anymore. She's getting very close to spelling it out. Signal number 5, the finger graze. Now we're entering a zone where things get very clear, because when she finds a reason to touch your hand, that's not sluchina anymore. Maybe she's playfully comparing hand sizes, pretending to read your palm, or her fingers just happen to brush yours when passing something. That's a decision. Because hand contact, it's one of the most intimate, casual touches there is. Your hands are packed with nerve endings, which means even the lightest contact creates a real reaction, a small spark. You feel it. She feels it. And more importantly, she knows you felt it. And this is where a lot of guys completely mess it up. She creates this moment, this tiny connection between you and her, and instead of staying in it, he pulls away instantly, like it burned him. And just like that, the moment collapses. The tension disappears. The opportunity fades. So here's the move. If she touches your hand, don't rush. Don't panic. Just stay there for a second. Let it exist. Because when you can hold that moment calmly, without overreacting, that signals something powerful. You're comfortable with connection. You're not afraid of closeness. And that confidence, that's what makes her start thinking, okay, this feels different. Signal number 6, the wrist exposure. This one is quiet, but incredibly telling. Pay attention to her wrists. Are they turned upward? Resting openly on the table? Lingering in your direction while she talks? That's not random. The inner wrist is one of the most sensitive and vulnerable parts of the body. Thin skin, visible veins, no protection. So when someone exposes it, it's a subconscious signal of trust. It's the body saying, I'm comfortable here. This goes way deeper than surface level behavior. From an evolutionary standpoint, exposing vulnerable areas meant you didn't feel threatened. So when she does this around you, she's not just relaxed, she's letting her guard down. And here's the key. You can't really fake this. It happens naturally, or not at all. So if you notice her wrists consistently open toward you, understand what that means. She feels safe, she's open, and she's inviting the interaction to go further. Ignore that, and the signal disappears just as quietly as it came. Signal number 7, the mirrored touch. Now we're getting into confirmation territory. This is where you stop guessing. Because when you lightly touch her and she mirrors it back, that's your answer. You touch her arm while talking. A moment later, she does the same to you. You brush her shoulder, and instead of pulling away, she leans in. That's not coincidence. That's alignment. Mirroring is one of the strongest indicators of connection. It means she's not just okay with the contact, she wants more of it. She's matching your energy, amplifying it. In simple terms, you're both on the same page, and that's your green light. If she mirrors, continue. If she doesn't, adjust. Either way, you're no longer in the dark. Signal number 8, sustained contact. This is it. The most powerful signal on the list, because this is where everything becomes undeniable. When she places her hand on you and leaves it there, that's no longer testing. That's intention. Her hand on your arm, your shoulder, your back, and it stays, that's a choice. And sustained touch always is. At this point, she's not just comfortable being close. She's actively creating that closeness. She's saying, I'm here. I'm engaged. I want this. And most guys miss this completely. They treat it like nothing. But there's a huge difference between a quick touch and one that lingers. A quick touch can be playful. A lingering one, that's a statement. It means the barrier between casual and something more has already been crossed. This is the moment where she's essentially saying, the door's open. Now here's the part that ties everything together. These signals don't last forever. She won't keep sending them again and again. It starts small, one signal, then another, maybe a third. And if nothing comes back, no response. No awareness, no energy matched. She pulls back. Completely. Her hands disappear. Her body turns away. Her attention shifts. And suddenly the vibe is gone. And you're left sitting there thinking, what just happened? What happened is she gave you the map, and you didn't follow it. Because attraction isn't just about feeling something. It's about recognizing it in real time and responding to it. That window, it's real. And once it closes, it doesn't slam shut loudly. It closes quietly, almost unnoticed, until it's already too late. So now you know the hair touch that lingers, the subtle object tracing, the intentional arm contact, the open palms, the finger graze, the exposed wrist, the mirrored touch, and the sustained contact. Each one is her way of saying, without words, I'm interested, I'm open, I chose you. Now the only question is, are you going to recognize it and actually do something about it?